In a world that seems to be screaming, share everything, there's this really interesting thing happening. Some of the brightest, most thoughtful people are the quietest, especially online. So why is that? Let's get into the psychology behind why so many deep thinkers are just opting out of the digital noise.
Have you ever been scrolling through your feed and just felt completely disconnected, kind of like you're watching a party from outside the window? If the thought of crafting a post feels more like a chore than something fun, well, you are definitely not the only one feeling that way.
And that's really the core of what we're talking about today. What if that hesitation to post online isn't some kind of social flaw? What if it's actually a feature, a direct result of how your brain is wired to see the world? Let's break that down. Okay, so first up, let's talk about what I call your internal compass. See, for a lot of people, their direction comes from what's happening outside. Likes, comments, what's trending. But if you're a deep thinker, your guide is something much, much more powerful, and it's on the inside. Social media pretty much runs on one type of fuel: external validation. Likes, shares, follower counts, you name it. But for a mind that runs on internal validation, that fuel just doesn't ignite anything. Your confidence comes from your own logic. An idea doesn't suddenly become better because 1,000 people clicked a button. Those notifications are just noise. They're not real feedback.
So let's imagine a super common situation. You think about posting a photo, just a simple photo. Millions of people do this every single minute without even thinking about it. But for you, it's just not that simple, is it?
The moment you consider it, your brain kicks into overdrive, running this incredibly complex program. It's analyzing every possible reaction, predicting all the ways it could be misunderstood, even calculating these long-term ripple effects. And after all that, in a split second, it comes back with a verdict: this is just too mentally expensive. The cost of your mental energy is way too high for whatever the reward might be.
And a big part of that cost is this perfectionism barrier. Look at the difference here. The average post is just good enough, but your standard, it's impossibly high. You feel like a simple photo or a quick thought could never, ever capture the full, nuanced reality of what you're actually thinking. And because you fear that imperfect version, it honestly feels safer to just keep the thought to yourself, where it can stay complete and true.
All right, so let's zoom out a little bit, because it's not just about what's going on inside your head. It's also about this fundamental clash between a complex, deep-diving mind and the, let's be honest, often shallow world of a social media feed. I mean, think about what you usually see out there. Pictures of lunch, the latest dance challenge, a lot of really surface-level comments, and those vague filler updates. And listen, there's nothing inherently wrong with any of that, but for a mind that's hungry for something more, it can feel like you're wading through an ocean of static.
Right? Because your mind isn't looking for filler. It's craving substance. It wants to chew on big ideas, have real conversations, and find genuine insight. And that's the problem. Trying to get that kind of intellectual nourishment from a place designed for quick, bite-sized interactions, it's just exhausting. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It feels like trying to describe the intricate plot of a dense novel to someone who just wants to see the movie trailer. After a while, you realize that the energy it takes to translate your complex, layered thoughts for an audience that might not even be listening, it just isn't worth it. This also means you're probably not guided by what you could call social mental landmarks. While everyone else gets swept up in the latest trending topic or making New Year's resolutions on January 1st, your motivation doesn't work like that. Your drive is internal, it's steady, it's measured in years of quiet progress, not in a few days of viral hype. So when you put all of this together, you start to see something really important. The silence isn't just you avoiding things. No, it's an active, powerful, and deeply intelligent choice. Let's call it the power of the pause. There's actually a psychological term for this. It's called cognitive inhibition, and it's this amazing ability to create a little bit of space, a tiny gap between feeling an emotion, like the urge to fire back a comment, and actually taking an action. In that small gap, your rational brain has a chance to step in and take the wheel. You can really see the two paths here. On one side, you have the impulsive reaction. Emotion leads straight to action. The urge to post is just acted on. But on the other side, you have the pause. The emotion shows up, but it's met with that mental gap. It's met with a question. Wait a second. Why am I feeling this? What do I really hope to accomplish here? And you know what? The answer is often calm, controlled silence. So, at the end of the day, staying quiet isn't weakness. It's a strategy. It's an incredibly intelligent form of self-regulation. By choosing not to get caught up in all the chatter, you are fiercely protecting your mental energy for the things that actually matter to you, for deep work, for creativity, for real connection. Let's pull all these threads together, because it's time to stop looking at this trait as some kind of defect and start seeing it for what it really is, a profound and incredible strength.
I really want you to let this one sink in. You are not antisocial. You're not awkward. There's nothing wrong with you. Your mind is like a high-performance computer that runs on a totally different operating system, one that just isn't compatible with the average social media app. The issue is with the platform, not with you.
Here's the best way I can think of it to put it. Think of social media as a giant billboard on the side of a highway. It's designed to be loud, simple, and understood in 3 seconds flat as you're speeding by. But your mind? Oh, your mind is a novel. It's deep, it's complex, filled with thousands of pages of backstory and nuance and subplots. You're not avoiding the billboard because you have nothing to say. You're avoiding it because you know deep down that a billboard can never, ever tell the story of a novel.
So that silence of yours, that's not emptiness. That's the blank page. It's the quiet you need to think, to create, and to build something that actually has substance. The only real question left is, what are you going to write in your next chapter?